This literally took 10 hours to do. I'm not kidding. Anyways, it took 10 hours for Clash Royale to process this payment. But I think they finished processing it. It's like 11 o'clock in the night, and they just finished processing the payment. I started at 2 o'clock. Oh my gosh. It costs $10 and includes a legendary King's chest, an emote, and 75,000 gold. I have to be honest, it wasn't my best legendary King's chest. I mean, I only had one legendary King's chest ever before it, so I can't really compare them.
You had 2.
No, I had 1. This is my second one.
No, this is your third one. You had one. You had one for the quests.
No. Oh, I did get one from the quest. Good point. Yes. This is my third one. And it's the worst one. So you can see me picking cards. Oh, this was a tough choice. Because they were both trash. I picked the Rage because it's better for trading, which is probably the only thing I'm going to use them for. And the Legendaries. Sparky and Royal Ghost. Most people would choose Royal Ghost, but I'm a Sparky fan, so Sparky! Anyways, it was not worth it. No way. At any moment was that worth it. But the emote is pretty cool. I have to admit, it is pretty cool. Let me get in my emote deck. Oops, messed up. Let me get in my emote deck. Yeah. I have no words. I don't think it was worth the $10, but I did get 75,000 gold. I will say that. For the record, that was pretty worth it. Wait a minute. Something's wrong. Oh yeah, my bad. This scene was recorded before the previous scene. I just have to point that out. I was wondering why I only had 127,000 gold instead of 200,000. But this was a good demonstration of how decks are supposed to be used. Because this is a 2-part episode. And in this 2-part episode, I'm going to be doing 2 things. And the first thing is I'm going to show you the new Royal Delivery drop. It's actually not really that new, but I'm going to show you that literally anything works in this challenge. This whole challenge is almost completely based on levels and the amount of win conditions you have in your deck. Yeah, that's basically the whole challenge. You don't want stuff like Balloon, which I happen to have in this deck, to show you what you shouldn't have. You don't want stuff like Balloon because it can, how should I say, oh yeah, I messed up that phrase. How should I say this? Yeah, it kind of dies to Royal Deliveries, which happen to fall out of the sky. Yeah, so it's not really the best card, and I have no idea why I have it in my deck. But the second part of this episode, the part that I would want to focus on more, is the part where I try to win a 2v2 battle with 7 spells. I know the footage and it's hilarious. But I'm just gonna let this battle play out, and yeah, watch him lose. That's a good one. Oh, I forgot to mention. I love how people they have no regard for the Electro Wizard, and they have no idea that the Hunter almost one-shots the Electro Wizard. So I usually put my Hunter right next to my Sparky, and then they just drop the Electro Wizard, and the Hunter one-shots it. And it's hilarious. They think they got defense, and then it just ends up instantly dying. And I love it because the people, they don't know how to use Hunter. Hunter's a very interesting card. I think it's underrated because many people don't really regard it as a very good card because it has such a high radius, but they don't regard for the fact that when it's dropped directly under a card, like it can defeat Baby Dragon, Inferno Dragon, Electro Dragon, Balloon, and a lot of other things when it's dropped right next to it. Because it can become really powerful after that. And I don't think many people know that. So they literally just drop Electro Wizards on it. They drop Firecrackers right next to it. They drop Royal Deliveries on it. They drop Dark Princes right next to it. When they could have just countered it, which I've literally just, I don't know, putting archers would have stopped it. And that's what's so hilarious. I end up losing this battle. I want to say it's because of my teammate, because it pretty much is. He also has a Spell Cycle deck, so we're dead. That basically sums it up. It was just a big oof battle. And it lasted all the way. Sucking up time. I wish I could cut it out, but I don't like cutting things out because then you don't see the parts. It's like if OJ, instead of saying 0 losses and then putting OJ faces over the losses, instead he just made himself lose every single time that happened. It wouldn't be really showing accuracy. You wouldn't feel like you're getting everything. You know what I mean? Like if a news channel only told you that 1 + 1 was 2 and never told you any other math. That's not a good example. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? Anyways, the first person to comment on this video gets to choose the next video topic. So, yeah. This was already mentioned in the previous video, so anyone who watched the previous video does get a slight advantage time-wise because we're already 8 minutes and 36 seconds into the video. So, yeah, I definitely lost this because of my opponent. He missed poison on an Inferno Tower. I'm pretty sure I lost because of my opponent. I mean, seriously, he missed poison. Yeah, this was 100% because of my opponent. He didn't do anything. But I also have to say, the enemy was also really dumb because they managed to, they managed to miss a fireball. And yeah, that's the match. That's, I don't know, 3 minutes of my life I'll never get back. I lost a lot of the battles with this deck, so I can't really blame my my teammate, but I can because I did win the second battle that I did. So, yeah, it's his fault. Not my fault, it's his fault. And if any of the opponents I go against in any of these videos watches one of these videos, that would just be hilarious. And it'd just be so interesting. I think part of the reason I won was because, well, this guy was one of those people who has level 7,000 trillion cards, and then they have level 0 cards. Like, I remember that time in War Day when I went against a guy with a level 1 bat, and it was hilarious. Which really goes to show that's one of the reasons why you should actually level up your cards. Because then you end up with these lame cards that you can't do anything with for war because you have 3 high-level cards and none of them happen to be in your war. So it's a big oof. So I find that always interesting. So many people, they underrate the hunter. They think it's just another card. I mean, even this person, he has the hunter in his deck. He's not taking very well advantage of that. And I know that. He can literally stop every single troop with the hunter. And I always find that interesting. Oh yeah. I also have a disclaimer before this starts. And I have a little bit more information to tell you about how this took 10 hours to film. This was supposed to be released early this morning, but because it took 10 hours for the payment to process, I couldn't finish the first half of the video, which is why you saw an interesting difference. So, it's at 10 o'clock, and it might not even come out today, which is what I'm a little bit unhappy about. It might not even come out today, which makes me a little sad. But I know that it's all for the best. See, look, this guy has no idea how to use the hunter. He's dropping in a mile away from all of the troops. And I'm loving it. I'm loving how these people have no idea how to use the hunter and they think it's an overpowered card, even though they have absolutely no idea how to use it. And they don't realize just how overpowered it is. And that's one of the things I've always noted. How these people, they don't really think about this type of stuff. They don't think about how Hunter does 1,000 damage at level 9 when all 12 bullets hit the enemy. And it's always interesting to see people's reactions. When they see a Hunter, I don't know, one-shot their troops, it's always interesting to see that. We double air on that tower because both of us were like, ah, we need to end this game. Okay, that's it for this episode.